Morning. I am Edoardo Patti. I am Associate Professor at the Department of Control and Computer Engineering, like Luigi, who spoke before. And with Luce, we will work together with PARJAI4ENERGY, which is, from my point of view, because I worked since 10 years in the energy, an amazing task. Now, obviously, I'm not the right person to say it is the worst use case. What to do? Who we are, first of all. This is the research team done by other collaborator, professor, PhD student, etc. All of them are working with me in this sector. Mainly the ICT part applied to the energy. So this is ICT for energy as well. We are located in the Energy Center. We are a group working on the Energy Center Lab, which is a building. It is a building focused mainly on studying from many different possible perspectives the energy, the future energy, and the possible future energy systems, which, pay attention, will involve people, which is something apparently new, but actually it is not. I mean, the social aspects are really important on this, especially today that we are living on the energy transition. And now we come on this point. The Energy Center Lab is aiming on studying also all the possible new future and new technologies, and we want to also analyze the impact of these technologies from a social and human aspects. A brief overview. What it means, energy transition. We talk a lot about this. It means the energy transition means that we need to move forward from a passive energy system in which consumers are, so the people are just a passive consumer of the energy, to a more involving system in which the consumer becomes a prosumer, so they become active actors in the energy system so that they can even produce by themselves the energy. But there is a more wider, in-depth perspective which strongly involves more the social aspect, which is the energy community. So the opportunity to have people, actors, companies, whatever, that can be combined together in order to share, produce, share the energy. So the energy this is the definition of energy transition, which is indeed the idea to move forward a low-carbon society, a low-carbon way to produce the energy, so a more green perspective of it. And the energy community is just, let me say, a little fragment of the whole energy transition, and this is the most important from my viewpoint because it strongly involves, as I said before, the social aspect, in order to, again, find some way to even change the human's behaviors in order to promote green behaviors. Okay? How to do this? How can we promote the energy transition and the energy community? The approach we followed in the Energy Center is the idea of developing a digital twin, a real-world digital twin of our case studies, so our communities, our energy systems. What is a digital model, a digital twin, first of all? We need to go step by step to a digital twin. First of all, we need to define what is a digital model. So we need to replicate our case studies by replicating them in a virtual environment by using some static data, and then simulate this virtual entity. Pay attention because this model is disconnected from the real world. The second step is a digital shadow, so that we start introducing ICT technologies such as the IoT in order to monitor the real-world environment and push data on the digital model. This combination of technology makes the digital shadow, which is the second step. The third step is the digital twin. Now, we have the IoT, we have the digital model. Let's allow to have a bidirectional communication from the real world to the digital model so that the digital twin can really act on the real world. So the virtual environment can have a strong impact on the real world, can have a strong impact on people. And how to do this? It is the energy transition, again. So we need to move forward greener technologies, but we need to do this step by step, so that we still have some carbon fossil energy to consider in the transition, indeed, and then other new technologies for power distribution. For sure, there is the electric infrastructure, the hydrogen infrastructure, the gas infrastructure. This is just an example. Among them, there are many different actors, and all these actors must be considered. These are technological actors, and this is the physical layer we imagine of our digital model, the first step. But on top of this, once we have modeled all of this stuff, then comes the funny things. I mean, we can build up many more layers, such as the cyber-economic and environmental layers to model the ICT communication, all the ICT stuff, to build up economical and energetic what-if scenarios, considering the environment, which means meteorological information, geographic system, etc. And I leave it as last, the social layer. So how to understand how the people behaves and how the people can in the future behaves and approach the new technologies. And with new technology, I'm not referring only to the ICT. I refer to a wider perspective, including ICT and energy technologies, PV systems, batteries, etc., electric vehicles, etc. This is the basis to build up our digital model, and from the digital model, then, following the steps I highlighted before, we can have our digital twin. So, what are the digital twin technology, enabling technologies? There are many. I have listed some, only few of them here in this slide. They are few just because the slide ended, okay? I could push much more, but there is no space, so only this. Just an overview, there is the IoT, the internet, edge, fog, cloud computing, okay. Most important for PARJAI, artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence and machine learning, which have, in the digital twin itself, could have a huge impact on this, okay? Just to give you an overview, what is our solution, how we can build up, what is the engine to have the digital model and then the digital twin. This is our high-level overview of our solution called Coesi in Italian, so Italian pronunciation. It has been done by many different simulators, many simulators can even be machine learning based, AI based, and once we have the digital twin, what we can do? We can do, for example, different case study, what-if case study scenarios. So, for example, this is one of the last villages we study here in Piedmont, which is Frassinetto. It is done mainly by residential building. We studied them. We started from studying them, and what we did that what if scenarios analysis. What could happen if I introduce more and more technology, renewable technology in my system? What are the best scenarios? What is the energy I can gain, save, share, etc.? And we did this study incrementally. So in each of these scenarios, we pushed one technology more. And we did an energetical and economical study. From a first overview, we could imagine that the third scenario could be the best because it has a lot of technology, there is a lot of intervention to do that could be for sure be beneficial for the community itself, apparently only. Because actually, considering all the KPI energetic and economic KPI, this scenario 2 is actually the most performant. Pay attention. I was highlighting two possible KPIs, electrical, energetic, and economic KPI. I didn't talk about social KPI, because this is exactly what we want to do on PARJAI. We want to, so our research question, we want to understand how this technology can impact on the social aspect. The most important problem we have, we can imagine, is the energy poverty. How can we move forward? The energy transition is not only for rich. The energy transmission is for everyone. So we need to understand how can we involve even people that cannot pay for this new technology. Okay? So how we can promote such social KPI? What could be the best scenarios, the best actions we can perform in order to be more inclusive, first of all. Second, I talk about the digital twin. I spent a lot of words on the digital twin. Why? Why? Because this digital twin could be the basis for further analysis. So you can imagine it as a kind of repository of information, real information or future possible scenarios, so other possible applications, scenarios that can be concrete in the future. And on top of this, we can apply machine learning techniques again in order to understand how the machine learning again could have an impact on the society. Few examples, the first that come up in my mind, for example, when we talk about energy consumption. Actually, we have several tools, most of them machine learning based, that are tracking people, are analyzing their consumption, and somehow they are tracking the people. We know if they are at home or not, what they do at home or not. So this is, from ethical viewpoint, very, very important to analyze. How can we move forward on this without, let me say, have a bad impact in the energy transition? Or another example, we know all the chatbots. No, ChatGPT is an example. Okay, what if we use such technology again in order to move forward the energy transition, to understand how people can work with these tools in order to move forward a green behavior without bad social and ethical actions, let me say. And that's all from PARJAI4ENERGY. That's all by my side. I leave this stage to... Thank you.